In this lecture, I'm going to remind you of one of the most common mistakes IELTS candidates make in their writing. That is, lack of commas in many occasions. This may seem trivial, but it gives the impression that either you're not accustomed to writing conventions or you have weak control of punctuation. Let's have a look at this example paragraph. In this paragraph, commas are missing here and there. Can you find where you need to put a comma? There are 5 commas missing, and by putting the commas in, you can make the meaning of the sentences a lot clearer and easier for your readers to understand. IELTS students often miss commas when commas have an important role in separating a sentence into meaningful units. Some of the most common occasions that IELTS students miss commas are A. Sentences starting with conjunctional phrases. B. Sentences starting with prepositional phrases. C. Sentences starting with adverbs. D. Sentences starting with transitional signals. For the first occasion, whenever you start your sentences with conjunctions such as before, after, as, since, because, if, unless, as long as, although, even though, you have to use a comma after the sentence that follows a conjunction. Look at the examples below. After the government started to control the number of cars on the street, air pollution was significantly reduced. As their price was not fair to customers, the shop was sued. Unless the elderly are financially supported by the government, families should take care of them. Even though parents are afraid that their children might be bullied online, they find it difficult to persuade their children to stop using social networking services. However, you should not use a comma when you start your sentence with a main clause. Secondly, whenever you start your sentence with prepositions such as to, for, with, by, on, of, about, in, between, from, and so forth, you have to use a comma after the prepositional phrase. Look at the examples below. For that reason, we've decided not to proceed with your company. With the kind help of neighbors, we could cope with the hard time. By studying till late in the library, I could focus on my study. Between 2012 and 2017, the price of gold has risen sharply. Don't forget the comma after a prepositional phrase, as they help readers to understand the sentence a lot quicker and easier. For the third occasion, whenever you start your sentence with adverbs such as generally, particularly, specifically, occasionally, frequently, commonly, additionally, and so forth, you need a comma after the adverb. Look at the examples below. Generally, people consider mobile phones convenient. Additionally, those who live in the city can have access to various types of facilities. Specifically, sports players who have frequent physical contacts with other players are prone to serious injuries. For the last occasion, whenever you start your sentence with transitional signals, such as however, also, therefore, thus, hence, for example, for instance, on the other hand, in other words, in contrast, on the contrary, and so forth, you have to use a comma after the transitional signal. Look at the examples below. However, there are disadvantages too. Therefore, people should respect others' cultural backgrounds. For example, children may need to make a call in an emergency situation, and a mobile phone can be handy. Don't forget these 4 occasions when you need a comma. Although missing commas can be considered a modern or friendlier style in some cases, it is always better for you to have them in your IELTS essays, as they attract a better score in grammar and accuracy and help with communication greatly. The paragraph here has a few commas missing. Find out where you need to put commas and place them appropriately. Now stop the video and find the 4 places where you need commas. Then play the video again to check the answers. The 4 missing commas should go here. Don't forget the PDF study file and remember to use commas in your essays, whenever appropriate.